Our first word is examine. If we examine the word, which is another way of saying look at it, we can see that examine starts with a short E, it has an X, and then it's got a silent E at the end. Examine, okay? When you examine something, you take a good, close look at it. If you are wanting to examine it, you're going to need a good set of eyes because you're looking to see if you know what something is or what something looks like, or you want to see a clue about it. Examining is to look very closely, okay? You're going to look very closely. A lot of times when you are needing to examine something, people will use special items that allow them to see better. For example, they might use a magnifying glass. I don't know how many of you have ever seen a magnifying glass, but it's this glass that you look at that, let's say you're looking at something like a ladybug. It might make a ladybug appear to be much bigger than it really is. For example, here I'm showing what a ladybug might look like using an magnifying glass to examine it, okay? Truth, that ladybug is teeny tiny, but when you put the ladybug under a magnifying glass to examine it, you're able to look more closely at it. You're able to see it up close and personal. Some people will use a telescope. And a telescope, like a big telescope, can be used to see the stars. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced looking through a telescope, but you can put your eyeball up to a telescope and you can see the moon and the planets and the stars in the sky. You can examine it. You can see it closely. To examine means to look closely. Okay? You can draw a picture of yourself examining something using a magnifying glass or a microscope. Maybe you're just going to hold something in your hand and put it up close to your face. Draw a picture of something that you are examining now. The next word is to transform. Transform starts with the blend TR and has a consonant cluster in the middle. And then it has an R-controlled OR, which you know says or. Transform. To transform means to change. Several of you probably have Transformer toys. And those are toys that transform from one thing to another. They change. It might start out as a rocket, or a robot, and from the robot, it might transform from robot to a truck, like a big truck. They have different things that they can transform into. All right? So, to transform means to change. For example, like a toy transformer changes from robot to truck. Another thing that we have seen transform this week is water. All of the time you guys will see water, like after it's rained, it'll drip, drip, drip. And as it freezes, it transforms into ice, an icicle. And it becomes more, not so much of just little drips, but it becomes a long, skinny icicle. I bet you guys, some of you have seen some icicles at your house this week. I know we've seen some ice outside. Ice is what happens when a puddle of water freezes, and once it freezes, it gets really cold. It becomes very slick. There was some outside the big building this morning, and I actually slipped on it and nearly fell down. But that's one of the ways that water can transform. When it gets really, really cold, water transforms into ice. And then when the sun comes out and heats it up, that ice transforms back into water. To transform is nothing more than a fancy way of saying to change. I want you to draw either a picture of a transformer toy that you might play with, or maybe you can draw a picture of some time that you know that water has frozen. Perhaps it's the ice maker in your refrigerator, or perhaps you use ice cube trays and you put the water in and then put it in the freezer and that transforms into ice. But draw a picture of something transforming now. The next vocabulary word is to devour. Okay, devour. Well, devour means to eat. But not eat in just any way, shape, or form. Devour is something you would do when you get a hold of something that you really like to eat. This is my mouth grinning and smiling when I go to Larry's Pizza. I don't know how many of you have ever been to Larry's Pizza, but I love it. They have all kinds of pizza there. You can get pepperoni. You can get hamburger. You can get, all kinds of different types of pizza. So it's like one of those places I like to go because I could devour. I could almost eat the whole pizza. I love pizza so much. Maybe you guys love tacos. And when you see a taco loaded up with some lettuce and some taco meat and some cheese on top of it, you could devour a taco. Maybe some of you guys are crazy about candy. And you can get a whole bag of candy, and your mom, if she didn't stop you, you might devour. You would eat the whole thing up. You would eat it up. How about when you guys get out of school? How hungry are you? Are you so hungry that you devour the first thing you get when you get home? That means you eat it. You eat it all up. You love it. You're really hungry. You're going to devour it. To devour means to eat, and to eat it all up and eat it in a big hurry. Think of something that you would devour if you got to eat it. It might be ice cream. It might be brownies. It might be pizza. Draw a picture of yourself devouring your favorite food now. The next word in our vocabulary lesson is astonishing. Astonishing is a neat word. It's got a consonant blend at the beginning with that ST. The A is obscure, which means it sounds like a different sound. And you've got a short O. You've got a short I, astonish. You've got a digraph SH. Shh. And then you have something I hope you all recognized as a suffix immediately, suffix ing. If you covered up that suffix, if you had a black box over it, you would still have a word. The word would be astonish. To astonish means to shock or to blow somebody away, like make them think, "Wow, look at that!" Gave me an astonished feeling. That's all part of having that suffix on there. So there's the suffix test. Covering up the ing, you still have a base word of astonish. Ing means that's happening right now. Okay? So you are being astonished, and it's happening right now if something is astonishing. Something astonishing would make you say, "Wow, cool, amazing." It would make you take notice. At Christmas time, if you got a really awesome present, let's say you got a big present and you hadn't opened it yet, and then you got ready to go open it, and you opened it and it was the coolest thing you've ever seen, and you were just blown away that you got it, you might have felt astonished. That present may have been astonishing to you. Being chosen as the winner in the class might be astonishing to you because you're just like, "Wow, that's so cool. It's amazing." Astonished is a feeling. So if something is astonishing to you, it makes you feel that way. It makes you feel amazed or really excited. Getting a special gift at Christmas would make you feel astonished. Draw a picture of yourself opening a special gift and how your face would look. Think about how your face would look. Would it be sad or would it be happy?
Happy.
It would. You would probably be pretty happy. Draw a picture of yourself with an astonished look on your face after you got something like that awesome gift for Christmas. Draw that now. The next vocabulary word is to continue. Continue means to keep doing it. If you are working on iExcel and I tell you, hey, some of us are going to come to my table and read, but then I turn around and I say, hey, I want you to continue working on iExcel. I want you to keep doing it. It just means not to stop. If we were outside on the playground and let's say you were swinging from the swing set and I told you, hey, we're all going to go inside, but if you want to, you can stay out here and you can continue swinging. That means that you wouldn't have to go inside while the rest of us were going inside. And if you did that, hold on just a second. Let me make sure I get my, it's not wanting to let me switch colors, and I really want to switch colors. There it is. Let's say you're sitting on the swing and you're swinging, and we've all gone inside. You're just swinging away, and all of a sudden, it starts to rain. If you continue swinging while it's raining, you are going to probably get wet, right? You would need to stop, which means you wouldn't be continuing. Stop and go inside, because to continue would mean you're still doing it. You're going to keep doing it. Obviously, if you continue to swing in the rain, you're going to get wet. Draw a picture of yourself continuing to do something. Maybe it's playing a game after someone told you to stop, but you didn't stop. You're just going to continue to do it. Draw a picture of that now. The last vocabulary word this week is doubt. To doubt means that you don't believe it. You don't believe it. If some of you have an older brother or sister, there's probably many times that they've told you something that you're like, I doubt that's true. You didn't really believe it. When I was a little girl, my brother, he picked on me a lot. He still picks on me, but now I'm bigger. But he told me that our neighbor's dog was really special. And not just any kind of really special. My brother told me that our neighbor's dog could fly. He's like, he has wings. I'm like, well, I didn't see any wings. But silly me, I did listen to my brother probably more than I should have. Because I kind of, for a while, was questioning, could my neighbor's dog really fly? I looked at him and I didn't see any wings. So I began to kind of doubt that maybe what my brother told me wasn't true. And that my neighbor's dog probably really couldn't fly. I began to realize that my brother was probably a liar. And I began to doubt him. Then when he told me other things, I remembered that he told me that my neighbor's dog could fly. And I really doubted other things that he said. It's kind of like what I tell you guys, to always be honest. Because if you're not always honest, then I'm going to think that you are possibly not telling me the truth when you are. I will doubt you. I will think that you're lying. I'll think that whatever you're telling me is not true. How many of you have doubted something that somebody has told you? Think about a time that you have doubted something that somebody's told you, that you weren't really sure you believed them. And draw a picture of that now.